So I was about 16 years old, and we lived in actually, sorry, that's not right, is it? I was 18 years old. Sorry, long time ago. I'm old. Uh, we lived on a beautiful house overlooking the Pacific Ocean near Vancouver. Just my parents' dream house. Had a swimming pool, solar panels when those were quite a new thing. Fantastic house. Yeah, glass everywhere. Fantastic night view. Just beautiful, beautiful house. And one day my mother came to me in tears. Kevin, we might lose everything. We might lose our house. The banks won't give us a loan. And my parents said they'd gotten into different investments. They got into a condominium complex. That was going okay, but not great. They did all this with groups of people. They bought into a hotel in British Columbia, and that was doing all right. So I think they got confident after that. Then they bought into, they're part owners of a hotel in Eugene, Oregon, and that was going okay too. So they thought, we'll get involved in another hotel. So they got involved in this hotel in Colorado, and everything was going to be fine as long as the hotels continued to get guests. And I guess they thought, what could go wrong? And unfortunately, a guest committed suicide in one of the rooms in Colorado. So that was not good. And then the local Hells Angels group decided to make that hotel their hangout. So it was just a disaster. They were getting no guests, but the bills were coming in. My parents and everyone in the group had to come up with money to pay the mortgage. Unfortunately, not everyone could. There was a dentist who was a good friend of my parents, and he couldn't come up with enough money. And because of that, he had to be sort of turfed. Everyone bought him out, and he was very bitter and I think he never forgave my father, unfortunately. Getting involved with friends and money is a scary thing to do, right? Maybe not a good thing to do. I've learned that myself. So I guess the lesson that I've learned from this too is to be very careful about over tapping yourself, getting into too many things. The pandemics taught me that huge disasters like pandemics can happen. I live in Japan now, where we have earthquakes and tsunamis and sometimes even nuclear meltdowns. Disasters can happen, and you have to try to be prepared for them as much as you can. You can't prepare for everything, but with my own guest house business, typhoon has taken out the train line, so that there was no business for 6 months. The pandemic, of course, killed tourism for a couple of years. So virtually no money. I think we got a bit of money from the government. Everyone got a bit of money from the government, but it was really nothing when you add it all up. There are earthquakes and things, and people tend to think Japan's very small. It's actually fairly big. It's a very long country. But if anything that hits the news about Japan that's bad, it hurts the tourist industry. So, I'm very happy to have guest houses, but I don't want to rely on it as my sole income because it's not reliable. And maybe you need to look at yourself too. If you're getting into different businesses, what can you rely on? What can't you? YouTube, I'm hoping to make into another side hustle. I mean, it is a side hustle, but I'm making very little money at the moment. Please contribute to Patreon if you want to. Again, I think YouTube, you can't rely on it totally. The algorithm can change. things like that. So yeah, but having a few different streams, that's what I'm hoping to do. And I recommend that for you. Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe if you haven't. This is Burns Hustles, where we turn side hustles into cash.